Welcome to CSL Greater Baltimore. Here are our announcements and events for October 1st, 2023.
Educational opportunities. Join us Thursday night for Thursday night study group at 7:30 in our community Zoom room. For more educational opportunities available, visit csl.org/spiritual development. Building community one conversation at a time. Join us on the second and fourth Wednesday of each month at 5:30 Eastern Time in our Zoom room.
Our next board meeting will be held Sunday, October 15th, right after service in the Zoom room. Please see cslgreaterbaltimore.org for the link. Quote of the week. Energy can heal, and that's why love can heal. As you explore your inner energy, a whole world of discovery opens up to you. And that comes from Michael Singer.
CSL is taking orders for the new 2024 Spiritual Journal. Order your copy at shop.csl.org. The CSL Awards Committee is now accepting nominations for Minister, Practitioner, Lay Member, Youth Champion, Arts, Youth Award, Community Awards, Global Services, Excellence in Education, and the Ernest Holmes Awards. The nominations are open until November 1st. Go to csl.tfaforms.net/203 to nominate and honor your favorite CSL community member. If you have questions? Email Reverend Valerie Reeves at vreeves@csl.org. Save the date. The 2024 Spiritual Living Convention will be held February 19th through the 22nd in Charleston, South Carolina. More information will be coming soon. As always, there are opportunities to volunteer, connect, and engage with CSL Greater Baltimore. Contact any board member for more information.
Good morning, CSL Greater Baltimore. My name is Dana Cole, and I'm your practitioner for today. We're so glad you could join us. So, as we enter this new month of Living Out Loud, October's theme is Living with Paradox. And so, I'd like for us to contemplate and meditate on this quote from Ernest Holmes, which comes from Living Without Fear. The riddle of the universe is a paradox. The question is its own answer, for the mind that asks the question is also the mind that answers it. So I'd like for you to just sit back, relax, lay back wherever you are, supported, sit, lay, rest, supported. And take this moment to just observe. Observe your body. And we're going to start from the bottom, from your root. Observe how your feet and legs are. Just just observe how they feel. Not asking you to do anything with it, not asking you to breathe any particular way, just observe where your body is, how it feels. And as you're breathing regularly and normally, just slowly scan from your feet up through your legs, through your pelvis, through your torso. Just observe how you're feeling. Do you feel any tension anywhere? If you do, just pay a little bit of attention to it. Where is it? And can you release it? Can you just relax wherever that is? So as you observe yourself, you can hear probably in the back of your mind in response to what I'm saying, that voice that talks to you, that voice that's your voice. And listen as it says and repeats after me. The riddle of the universe is a paradox. I find that so fascinating. The riddle of the universe is a paradox. The question is its own answer. So, what's the question that the mind is asking? Is it who am I? Where am I? Is it how am I? When am I? What am I? What am I? I suggest if you'd like to just take a really deep breath, deep inhale, and as you exhale, just think, what am I? And if you'd like, you can close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes now and continue. And as we contemplate, what am I? What is asking the question? That could be a question or a statement. What is asking the question? And as we realize and know that we are not the body, because that observer can observe the body. And as we are aware, just maintaining awareness of where we are, we can ask, how am I? How did I come into existence? How am I doing? How does all this work? And as we peel back that layer of how, knowing, of course, that we were all born from another human body, but also coming with that human body is a kernel of consciousness. How are we? Who are we? Who am I? I know that I am not my thoughts. I know that I think, but I know that I am not my thoughts. So who am I? As I'm breathing, I happen to have on earbuds and I can hear my breath through the earbuds. Can you hear your breath as it comes in and out of you? There's yet another paradox. I breathe. Am I the breath? This we know. We cannot exist without the breath, for it is essential to the body. But are we the breath? Some argue that yes, we are the breath. When am I? As we know, we all sit in the eternal now. The eternal now never moves, it's always here. So if we are seated in the eternal now, when are we? When am I? For as I know, when I was delivered through that portal from another dimension to become a human being, I had to come from somewhere, and it had to have existed before. But we're also in this now, this eternal now. The riddle of the universe is a paradox. The question is its own answer. For the mind that asks the question is also the mind that answers it. We've established we're not the body, we're not our thoughts. There is this awareness, this consciousness that knows this and knows that it knows. And that kernel of knowing that you know is there. Absolutely. 100% right where you are. That consciousness that knows that it knows, that is everlasting upon everlasting. That consciousness. You can't feel it, can't touch it, can't smell it, can't hear it, can't see it. Yet it is there. It is here. And if it's there where you are, and here where I am, and there where Reverend Kathleen is, and there where Aunt Nana is, and there where Jendaya is, and there where Charles is, and there where Frank is, and there where Jerice is, if it's there and it's here, how is that? Is that not yet another paradox of the ultimate mind? So, as you go into this week, you may want to take the opportunity to contemplate each of these questions in your morning meditation or your evening gratitude journal. Who am I? What am I? Where am I? How am I? When am I? And as we prepare for Sunday service, I'd like to take us into a brief prayer. For we know God is who, what, where, when, why, how. God is all there is, all the answers and all the questions, all the creating, all the creations, all the creators. That one ineffable source of all life, of all form, of all is right here, right now. And I know that you and I are one with this divine presence that manifests as each and every atom in the universe in form, that manifests as that living spirit that creates, that manifests as the divine mind. We are one with that divine mind and connected to it. And I know that as we live in this paradox of life, we have the choice to create in every moment our experience of life. And that we sit and relish in that paradox, knowing that this divine moment of right now, present, this everlasting present now continues without end. And I'm thankful that each of us has the opportunity to experience life in all of its glory, in all of its madness, and all of its splendor, and all of its paradoxes. For without those paradoxes, without those contrasts, what would we know? So I'm thankful that the law works, the divine mind works. The universe conspires in our favor. And I release this into the law of divine love, knowing it is so, and so it is. Namaste.
Good morning, CSL Baltimore. I'm so happy to be here today. I'm going to be sharing a song with you by Ellie Holcomb called As Sure as the Sun. There is good news. There's this promise that no matter where you go, you will never be alone. In the dark, in the doubting, when you can't hear anything, all the hope remains the same. As sure as the sun will rise and chase away the night, the mercy will not end. His mercy will not end. There is good news. There's a promise. It's something you can't change. No matter what you do, you are loved more than you know, more than you could hope for after everything you've done. As sure as the sun will rise and chase away the night, the mercy will not end. Even through the night, oh, silver stars will shine. Oh, hope of glory's light that will make us once again. As sure as the sun will rise and chase away the night, as sure as the sun, His mercy will not end. His mercy will not end.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore's virtual service. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are and wherever you are. I am your host, Jerice Pappas. Our speaker today is Reverend Kathleen. Our musician is Felicia Taylor. Serving us today as the practitioner who led our pre-service meditation is Dana Cole. Thank you for your service. At Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore, every Sunday is Invite a Friend Sunday or a family member. Make sure you spread the love and invite someone to service. We would love to have them hang out with us. Please visit our website, www.cslgreaterbaltimore.org/events for updates on our events and opportunities to connect.
Good morning, CSL Greater Baltimore. Again, I'm Dana Cole, and I'm your practitioner for today. And I'd like to take this opportunity to open our service with a prayer. For I know that God is all there is. This one divine power and one divine source is magnificent. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's indescribable. And this one source rules and imbues everything with its own essence, for it is. And so as we enter in today's service, knowing that all is well, all is perfect, that Reverend Kathleen is delivering a message that will reach each of us, that Jerice is the hostess with the mostest, and that our service today will enliven you, will bring joy to you throughout the rest of the week. And so I release this prayer into the law of divine love, knowing that it is so, and so it is.
Honoring our world's religions. One tree, many branches. One mountain, many paths. One world, many religions, and many spiritual traditions. On the first Sunday of each month, we honor each person on their select path, and we bless them and recognize the light, the love, and the life-affirming nature of spirit as it shows itself in each path, in each practice, and in each person. Prayer works. We as a community continue to treat and move our feet, knowing the truth for everyone around the planet. Prayer requests can be sent via email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Ashe, amen, and so it is. And our singer will be Felicia Taylor. Thank you, Felicia.
Hello again. This song is called Breathing Underwater by Emily Sandé. It is one of my favorite songs, and I hope that you enjoy it too. Yes, you could call me spiritual. It's physical is fear. And it's safe to say the storm's gone away, and I'm dancing on the morning after. Well, I love to stay, but my home's the other way, and I miss the joy and laughter. Something like flying, hard to describe it. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like freedom, freedom. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Every moon and every star knows who you are, you know. So if ever that it gets too dark, you never are alone. And it's safe to say I'm on the other way and miss the love and laughter. But I love to stay and surrender the day. But it's all the love you borrowed. Something like flying, hard to describe it. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like freedom, freedom. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like flying, hard to describe it. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like freedom, freedom. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like flying, hard to describe it. My God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like freedom, freedom. Oh my God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like flying, hard to describe it. Oh my God, I'm breathing underwater. Something like freedom. Oh, freedom. My God, I'm breathing underwater.
Wow. Thank you so much, Felicia. That was magnificent. I would next like to share our spiritual covenant. Our sacred covenant for the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore, is that the circle of divine love is complete. It comprehends all. It includes all. And in this moment, however, Dana is going to share. Here we go. Thank you, Dana. The circle of divine love is complete. It comprehends all, includes all, and binds all together with everlasting unity. We are forever held in love's presence and care. Divine love is complete as me. A few weeks back, several of us participated in our community's co-creation process, which reminded me that the power of love dwells within me as a divine co-creator. After my spiritual practice the other morning, I got out of bed, broke into dance, and a song literally started coming through me like a lightning bolt. It is to the melody from a song you may remember from the movie Grease, "You're the One That I Want." These lyrics, however, celebrate the power of love within us. By the way, if you haven't heard that Riz is what Gen Z is calling charisma, that's Riz is in this song. I would love you to stand up and sing along with me. Here we go. I've got Riz, it's satisfying. I'm releasing control, 'cause the power I'm supplying, it's electrifying, electrifying, electrifying. Time to show up. The world needs you now. There are hearts counting on you. Time to show up. You've got gifts to share that can only come through you. I'm the one that I want. Ooh, 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 I'm the one that I want. Ooh, 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 I'm the one that I want. Ooh, 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 the power in me sets me free. I'm the one that I want. Ooh, 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 I'm the one that I want. Ooh, 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 I'm the one that I want. Ooh, 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 the power in me sets me free. I'm the one that I want. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some mojo going and got up and sang with me. And so this reminds us that I am the divine love that I am. And I would like to recognize and share, rather, the intentions of our community. To recognize, develop, and nourish self-awareness and spiritual growth. To cultivate wisdom through the study of science of mind spiritual practices. To be an inclusive community that welcomes all. To nurture, celebrate the joyous expression of divine love that is in each and every one of us. We are demonstrating a world that works for all. One life-affirming thought, word, feeling, deed, and one human interaction at a time. We envision a world that works for all. This is the time of service that we are reminded that practicing the law of circulation is one of many ways we support our spiritual center.
Excuse me, Jerice. I have to interrupt.
Oh,
because you're way in the end of the service. And so let's get back in order. We're going to consider that what you just did was our spiritual practice for the day. And I'm going to put Reverend Kathleen on to give our message. All righty.
Hello, everyone. I am so grateful to be here as part of your Sunday morning experience. I am Reverend Kathleen Sibley. I am the interim minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Greater Baltimore, and it is my joy to be of service to you today. Please know that this science of mind philosophy that we have is absolutely powerful to bring you into your greater yet to be. And so that wonderful sense of power and peace and good that we've all been looking for is absolutely available. We are the ones that we want, that we have been waiting for, that we need to embrace as the ones who can make our lives beautiful. So, one of the things I was raised with in the Judeo-Christian tradition was the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. And I was taught that they messed up by disobeying God, by eating of the tree that had the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. And so all sorts of bad things happened, and they got thrown out of heaven. Now, later on, I learned that there were a group of people called Gnostics. And the Gnostics were it translates to those who know. It translates to absolute knowing. They had, in their opinion, a direct path to the divine by going within. And so their version of the story of Adam and Eve in the garden is very, very different. You see, in their tradition, the snake was the symbol for divine wisdom, also known as Sophia. And she was actually the mother of this god named Yahweh. Now, Yahweh was a relatively young god, which is why he still got jealous, which is why he still had some behavioral challenges. So she noticed that he had created some pets for himself and were keeping him in a type of divine terrarium, a little garden that was called Eden. Now, they were perfectly happy. They were well fed. They were doing great. But they were pets. And what Sophia knew was that in order to be truly free, they could not be kept in this cage. And so she came down as the snake and moved them to the next level of knowledge. Now, Sophia is a divine feminine face. And so, of course, she went to the female first and asked her to begin to experience duality. And the eating of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil takes us from this place of oneness and perfection in heaven and moves us into a place where we have judgment, where we think with duality. We have good and bad, we have good and evil, we have up and down. And so paradox is created because we are judging something as either or. It can be one thing or the other, but it can't be both at the same time. So Sophia the snake didn't damn us. She set us free to move on and become fully realized, fully actualized humans. She basically broke us out of our prison. She got us out of the zoo that we were in, where we were just stagnant. We were perfect in the divine sense, nothing missing, but again, not perfect in the human sense because that doesn't really exist. And as humans, we need to go out and learn and fail and try again and take on new information and challenge our thinking. This is what we do as humans. I ran across a coaster a little while ago, a little sign that said, in order to be old and wise, you must first be young and stupid. And so we as humans need time to go out and learn things. And one of the things we need to learn is how to hold two different opinions, which is what a paradox is. You're having two or more opinions about something at the same time. So for instance, I can hold that I don't like spicy food. So my opinion is spicy food is bad. But because I'm comfortable with two different thoughts at the same time, you might like spicy food, and that's perfect for you. That is absolutely perfect. I don't need me to be right and you to be wrong, although you are. And it's okay that we have different opinions. We are both correct for ourselves. And so in this teaching, our job is to question the things we think we know. Richard Feynman once said, I would rather have questions that can't be answered than answers that can't be questioned. The most powerful part of this teaching is that we take back our power. We require ourselves to be responsible for looking within and finding our truth. For looking within and being at one with the divine within ourselves, whether we call it our Buddha nature, our Christ consciousness, the Atman, the divine within, whatever you want to call it. Ernest Holmes at one point said, call it potato. He doesn't care. What he said was, we have to go within and find our own truth. There is a story within the Christian Bible about a prodigal son. And this is a story that Ernest Holmes actually explored deeply in his textbook. And the prodigal, I actually looked up the word prodigal, does not mean bad. It means living life large. It means living to the fullest, trying everything, and maybe throwing around some cash. Maybe living a bit luxuriantly, trying things on, taking it to the edge, and kind of pushing the boundaries of what has been. So if you like things the way they are, somebody who is prodigal might be a little annoying. So the son who was the prodigal son goes out into the world and tries things on. He runs the experiments. He sees what's really true and tries it for himself. And when he has had the experiment go badly, and he learns that, wow, I'm out here in the world and things aren't working well, he makes the decision to go home. He makes the decision to go and talk to the father who raised him, who loves him, he is expecting him to judge him. But in truth, we humans think if we go out and we run an experiment and we try something new, and if it doesn't work, that means we failed. And we try and go back and apologize. What if we're supposed to try new things and we must fail? We must find out what doesn't work in order to find out what does work. In order to find out how to live by natural law, we have to break the law sometimes, or try to. It's just like a puppy that gets snapped at by its mother if it tries something that the mother doesn't like. It has to try things. That's the job of a baby. If a baby isn't willing to fall down, it will never get up and walk. And so we have to be willing, in spite of the fact that we're often taught that this isn't okay, we have to be willing to go out and make mistakes. We have to be willing to go out there in the world and mess up and maybe even hit rock bottom. But in the story of the prodigal son, the son looks at his life and takes in all the information and says, well, that didn't work. And then he comes back to himself and says, I will go back to my father, the kingdom of heaven, the divine father, and tell him that didn't work. So what happens? The father meets him on the road. He meets his son where he is, just like the divine father, the divine life, infinite love meets us where we are and is not at all interested in our story about, oh, woe is me, it's so awful, I messed up, it's okay. We're allowed to do that. We're supposed to do that. And so the father doesn't even want to hear his story about this is what I did wrong, and then I went over here, and this didn't work. He just says, good, I'm glad you're back. Let's have a party. Let's celebrate. And if you remember, the other brother in the story, I don't know why they're all boys, but that's kind of how the stories work. The other brother had stayed home and not tried anything and was feeling a little less than. And his father says, look, you've been here in the kingdom of heaven the whole time. You never broke out of your cage. And so everything that I have is yours. Now the father has infinite good because the father in this story, in case you didn't figure it out, is God. Infinite good, infinite love, infinite abundance. We can simply stay here within the divine, or we can go out and push the boundaries, and neither one of them is wrong. You might want to consider that, you know, in some ways, the traditional religions, the traditional mainstream religions, are the older brother who behaves himself and may or may not feel all that appreciated. Well, the younger brother is this teaching. We go out and we question authority. Dear God, ask any minister. Our people will question every authority they can find to question. And they'll change things and they'll try on new things. And it's great. It's also a little hard to organize. I've heard it's kind of like trying to get cats into a bathtub, herding cats. And yet, what happens is those of us who practice this deeply and question everything, we end up with a deeper knowing, a more Gnostic, primary knowing of the divine within. And so I will suggest to you that you should question things. Now, you don't have to be mean about it. You should be nice about it. But question authority. If somebody tries to tell you that they have all the answers you will ever need, run. That is not how we do this. They might have all their answers, and maybe they're wonderful and wise individuals that you can learn something from. But here's the secret. I don't have all of your answers. I've been studying this for a long time, and I'm good at it because I have learned my answers. And the paradox, one of the paradoxes of life is the best teacher is the one who refuses to teach you the answers. The best teacher will teach you the questions. Just like we had a meditation right before this in which we went deeply into some questions. Who am I? Where am I? Where did I come from? Those are great questions. But I'm not going to try and give you the answers because my answer is going to be different from your answer. And the point of the question is for you to dive in and practice being in the one mind where all the answers come from. The quotation was, the riddle of the universe is a paradox. The question is its own answer, for the mind that asks the question is also of the mind that answers it. So of the capital M mind that answers it. The one mind has all the answers. We, our individual selves, can have great questions, and we dive deep into ourselves to go back into that one overarching infinite being that we are part of in order to get the answers. Ernest Holmes wrote in Discover a Richer Life, what we must avoid is the confusion which arises from a belief in final revelations, from the belief that all truth is at last discovered, or that some one person or some one system of thought has delivered the last word. There are no finalities in any science, any philosophy, or any religion. And so I invite you in this moment to be fully aware that if you will dive deeply into your own questions, the infinite mind does have the answers. And when you start asking the question, why am I so broke? Well, take that apart as a question. Are you really broke? Are you really poor? Are you really alone in the universe without support or supply? The answer is no, because you have access to the one mind that has all answers and all opportunities and all good. It is what we call omniscient, knowing of all things. It knows how, it knows why, it knows when, it knows where, and it knows who. So living in paradox requires that we keep asking the question and recognize that we will only come up with our own answers, although we can try on other people's answers for size. It requires that in order to be knowing, we must first be unknowing and run the experiment. We must first, as I said, in order to get old and wise, you got to be young and stupid and willing to try things on. In order to be truly wise, you must know that you do not know. Socrates said that. And so in this moment, I ask you to join me in this wonderful adventure of unknowing, of learning, of exploring, of finding out. And we do that by tapping into the one mind through prayer. Our great, I don't want to say secret weapon, but our great cheat sheet is prayer. So we're going to go into prayer right now. This is what I do know with a capital K, K-N-O-W. This is what I know. God is all there is. By every name, with every face, with every fresh new day, the infinite being is fully present. God is all that is. Every single person I meet, every single situation I find myself in, every single word I am speaking is the divine word trying to be heard through my humanity. And so as I am both fully divine and fully human at the same time, I decide here and now to allow the divinity in me to speak me. And so in this moment, I know. I claim knowledge. I claim even better than knowledge. I claim wisdom. The wisdom that doesn't require me to have all of the answers for everyone and allows me to question all of the answers that have been put before me. I know in this moment that I have and I am divine freedom. The freedom to question, the freedom to experiment, the freedom to go out in the world and be prodigal and come back home to my own heart, to the divine within me that loves and accepts exactly as I am and exactly as I am not. And what is true of me is true of all beings everywhere. So in this moment, I speak my word for the truth of all beings everywhere, that we are at home in the heart of God, that we are welcome by the infinite creator of the universe that has created infinite love, infinite peace, and infinite prosperity. I declare this day made new. I declare each and every one of us a Christed being, and I call that into each individual consciousness right now. I bless it all. And then I surrender. The most powerful step in the word, paradoxically, is surrender. I surrender to natural law, which moves all of this into form. I have spoken my word, and thus it must be, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Kathleen, for those pearls of wisdom. Next, we have our Felicia Taylor.
All right, this last song, this is a song by Lauren Daigle, and I love me some Lauren Daigle. And this song is called Look Up, Child. Where are you now when darkness seems to end? Oh, where are you now when the world is crumbling? Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, where are you now when all I feel is doubt? Oh, where are you now when I can't figure it out? Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, look up. You're not threatened by the war. You're not shaken by the storm. I know you're in control. And when my suffering has been when I can't seem, I know you're in control. Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, hey, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Hey, look up, child. Let me hear you say, look up, child. I hear you say, look up, child. I hear you look up, child. Hey, hey, look up.
Our sacred covenant for the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore. This is what we know. The circle of divine love is complete. It comprehends all, includes all, and binds all together with everlasting unity. We are forever held in love's presence and care. Divine love is complete as me. I am the divine love that I am. Our intentions as a community are as follows: to recognize, develop, and nourish self-awareness and spiritual growth, to cultivate wisdom through the science of minds, study of science of mind principles and spiritual practices, to be an inclusive community that welcomes all, to nurture and celebrate the joyous expression of divine love that is each of us. Our vision: we are demonstrating a world that works for all, one life-affirming thought, word, feeling, deed, and one human interaction at a time. our mission. Provide the community with the tools, techniques, and talents the science of mind and religious science offer, that they awaken the divine truth of their being for the purpose of living to the fullest, living life to the fullest. And now it's our time for conscious spiritual investing. Please notice all the ways here in which you can make a contribution. There are many ways to give, and you will find them on our website. For more information, go to cslgreaterbaltimore.org/giving. Declaration of our financial wealth and abundance. Together as a community, let us declare our financial wealth and abundance. I joyfully, consciously, and gratefully participate in the law of circulation. I trust in the spiritual principle that says, as I sow into my beloved community, I demonstrate my awareness of standing not only in the flow, but as the flow itself. As I sow of myself, my time, my treasure, my talent, I demonstrate my support and engagement in my community's vision, mission, and purpose. I actively give as a demonstration of manifesting, of reaping the harvest of a world that works for all. If you would like the practitioner on duty to pray with you, and you're joining us live remotely, join us on Zoom. Once you're in, type the word prayer in the chat, and we'll place you in a breakout room with the practitioner on duty. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Therese. We so appreciate your willingness to step up and be the host here today. And you are living proof of the principle I was sharing about trying things on and doing them differently this time. So I really appreciate you stepping up.
My pleasure.
And now I'm going to be singing that song all day. So this is what I also know. We pray. This is the thing we do most. It is the technology that serves us best. And so I ask you to join me in this affirmative prayer as we speak the truth as I know it in this moment. And the truth that I know right now is that God is still all there is. In spite of the great paradox that says this world is somehow separate from God. In spite of the fact that all the religions teach that we are somehow have to earn our way back into paradise. The truth is it is right here, right now, fully present as me, as everyone, and as this universe. The divine being is using this universe as its body, and we are all within it. We are all part of it, and we are made up of God's stuff. The great philosopher once said, we are stardust. We are golden. This is who we are, and this is what we do. We explore the divine being itself by exploring our own hearts. And so as we go out into this world, as we move out into the week, I know that each and every one of us is now exploring this divine self with greater freedom. We have the freedom to try on new things and to go in new places and where no one has gone before. And so I bless and celebrate all of this good. I bless and celebrate the power and the freedom that we are. I call it all good and very good, and I release this time so that we can go out and do this thing called life. We can do this thing called discovery. I know it is good and very good, and I give thanks in advance for all of the beautiful experiments being run this week. And so it is.